Anvil Show, linebacker with the Indianapolis Colts. Make sure you follow my guys at the Anvil, best sports talk podcast going on with Colts right now. Tune in.
It seems like a Sunday, like anyone before. That's what you think. So you open up the door, you feel the buzz, you can hear the people singing battle cries. Lucas Oil Stadium's about to come alive. Blue and white jerseys, some old and some new, all gather round South Capitol Avenue. They come for the tailgate, some drive and some fly. Colts fans show up with fire in their eyes, yelling, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation. We take this very serious, it is not a joke. We're back, all the players, we're back, any coach. We scream and we root, we raise up our fist to support this team from Indianapolis. Go Hosts, go Big Blue! We're in the stands, cheering for you, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation, Colts Nation. Screaming, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, yeah, Colts Nation, that Colts Nation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the thousands that's in attendance and the millions and millions all over the world, welcome to the Anvil Show with your boy Big P, Clyde the Voice, Big Country, and your boy CJ, Missing Thomas Frost. Again, everybody, welcome to the Anvil Show. Now bang that bish.
And while we have your attention, please like, subscribe on all of our socials, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you know the deal. But that's not about that tonight. We have the one, the only Peter King live here with us on our panel. So Peter, welcome. Thank you for doing this. How are you feeling tonight, sir?
Everything is good. Thanks a lot for asking, and thanks for having me. We just had a real fun time in Indianapolis last week at the Combine, and happy to join all you guys. And as I said that night at the Combine when I had a little fundraiser, Indianapolis is really just an incredible city for both volunteerism and really for neighbors helping neighbors. That's what I've found over the years going to the Combine and doing some benefits there. People really care that, for instance, in this case where I did a benefit for teachers' treasures, they don't want teachers spending money out of their own pockets. And people lined up and supported a great charity like that so that teachers who don't make enough money as it is can basically go in and shop once a year for their classrooms. So, but that's just one example of the things over the years that I've found about Indianapolis. It's one of the reasons that I hope the Combine stays there for the next 100 years.
We hope so. I know they're trying to take it away from us, but we hope it stays there.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I'm going to literally cry if they ever take that away from me.
So we have to thank Patrick again. Patrick is known for just engaging. The Combine is his Christmas, as he says. So every year, this year I was able to come out with him for a few days and kind of like, we just kind of loiter around. But you guys made a little connection and he was able to get this. So this is awesome. So we definitely appreciate it, sir. So I'm gonna begin with you, Patrick. I'll let you open the floor with Peter and ask away.
All right, Peter, my first question for you. Since you're on the board for the Hall of Fame selection committee, why hasn't Reggie and Dwight Freeney got their gold jackets yet? Can you give us some inside scoop on that?
Yeah, if this show was in Washington right now, the first question would be why are not Joe Jacoby and Brian Mitchell in the Hall of Fame? If the show we're in Denver tonight, they'd be asking me about Carl Mecklenburg and Randy Gradishar. Every city, every market has guys who they claim are getting jobbed and are not, ought to be in the Hall of Fame and are not. And the two guys you refer to, I mean, basically Dwight Freeney is going up against some very good pass rushers. He was going up against DeMarcus Ware this year, who got in. He's going up against Jared Allen, who did not get in. And obviously Freeney didn't get in. Basically, there are 15 modern era finalists every year. A maximum of 5 can get in. And DeMarcus Ware, I agree, is more deserving of the Hall of Fame than Dwight Freeney. I think Freeney has a good case. He may make it. But there's a lot of people who have good cases. Now, the wide receiver position is extremely difficult. The reason it's extremely difficult is that we have a bunch of players at that position who essentially have pretty similar numbers, okay? And those similar numbers make it very, very difficult right now, honestly, to basically choose one over the other. And the similar numbers are for Andre Johnson, are for Torrey Holt, are for Reggie Wayne, are for Steve Smith, are for Hines Ward. And so essentially what you have is you have a lot of people who are in different camps on all these guys. I happen to think that of all the receivers right now who are up for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that Andre Johnson is the most deserving. I mean, Andre Johnson is the biggest receiver, 6'3", 230, runs ran a maybe 4.42, 4.43, something like that. And his numbers are very similar to the other guys. Over 1,000 catches, 13 plus yards per catch, 70-something touchdowns. And you can line up all the numbers and you can put them up against each other. But I have a saying in the Hall of Fame room, and that is, it's up to us to not just look at the numbers. It's up to us to look at the players. It's up to us not just to look at, the fact that Reggie Wayne had Peyton Manning and that Torrey Holt was in The Greatest Show on Turf, and that Andre Johnson had lesser quarterbacks throwing him the ball in Houston. It's not about that. It's about watching the game with your own eyes and trying to determine who you think is the best player. And of all the guys I just named, Andre Johnson, in my opinion, I'm one of 49 voters, period. If I get outvoted, good for whoever gets in. And I don't just say that as being an idiot about it. I say it because I truly feel that way. It's a democracy, and whoever gets in, they deserve to be in.
Understood. Okay. I think I'll go next with my question. And it's more about what we're seeing right now with Lamar Jackson. Is this a chess move by Baltimore that's really trying to I don't know. To me, it seems like they're going to make the conversation between Lamar and themselves more difficult. But it seems as if they're playing chess, knowing that this is a QB heavy draft, and they're maybe trying to bring him back to the table because all these other teams have kind of bowed out. Like, have you seen something like this before, Peter?
No, but I think it's a unique situation. The reason it's a unique situation is because obviously we all know Lamar Jackson is a great football player. And Lamar Jackson is very young. He's 26 years old. He has his football prime in front of him. And I think he's got a very good chance to be a great football player over a long period of time going forward. But there's a pretty large asterisk in what I'm saying right now. And that asterisk is that basically he has missed 34% of the snaps for the Ravens in the last 2 seasons. So as you look at this game in calendar year or in the football seasons of 21 and 22, he started and finished 1 game in December and January because of injury. And, in 2021, he got hurt on December 12th. He was gone for the year. And the Ravens crashed and burned and didn't make the playoffs. In 2022, he got hurt on December 4th against the Denver Broncos. It was thought to be a 2 to 4 week injury, and he ended up being gone for the year. He missed the last 6 games of the year, including the playoff game that they lost. So, if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you ask yourself, should we give a guy who has missed a huge amount of time, a third of the season over the last 2 years, who has started and finished 1 out of 12 games in December and January over the last 2 years? We love him. He's great. We want him to be our quarterback. But should we guarantee him $45, $48 million a year over the next 4 or 5 years? I mean, that's the kind of contract that if Lamar Jackson gets hurt a couple more years out of those 4 or 5 years, the general manager's getting fired. So I think that's the great forgotten element in all this. And it could be now that somebody's going to pay him and that the Ravens will walk away with 2 first-round draft picks being hated by a big percentage of their fan base. Look, there's no question about it. The Baltimore Ravens are in a racially divided city. Baltimore is a 63% black city. And if you go to a game, you can see how energized the city has become because their quarterback is somebody who looks like them for many of the fans in Baltimore. The Ravens understand they're probably playing with fire here. If Lamar Jackson leaves, they're going to lose a lot of their fans. They know it. But I also think this is about being somewhat responsible and not just saying, because we're going to get killed by the fan base if we don't give Lamar Jackson a totally guaranteed contract. I just keep thinking that if Lamar Jackson goes out with a knee injury in the middle of next season, that everybody is going to say, the first thing they'll say is, what a bunch of idiots paying a guy who's been hurt so much the last 2 years, all that money. So I think it's pretty understandable.
Okay. So we got a reattack right there. Is there a certain team you see with Lamar's skill set that makes it a better option for that team that may come in and try to, get him?
My feeling is that, honestly, I think there's about 10 teams that would be a great fit for Lamar Jackson. I would love to see Arthur Smith and the Atlanta Falcons sign Lamar Jackson and use him because Arthur Smith, I think, is an incredibly imaginative play caller and offensive designer. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Eric Bieniemy get a hold of him in Washington. I think that would be an ideal situation for Lamar to have really good weapons. And I think he'd be good with Eric Bieniemy in Washington. And I think the one other team that doesn't get talked about a lot in this situation, but I think would be interesting to see just how it would work. And I don't honestly know how it would work, is if the New York Jets don't sign Aaron Rodgers. I'd really like to see him with those great weapons and rebuilding offensive line with the Jets. So I think there are places that would be smart for him to investigate. But again, I don't know if I were a general manager that I would sign Lamar Jackson if I had to commit all guaranteed money to him for 4 or 5 years.
All right. CJ, what's your question, sir?
Hey, how you doing today, Peter?
Great.
I have a question. Since you was at the NFL Combine, was there any particular player or you could say sleeper in your eyes that caught your eye that no one's not talking about?
I think the most interesting player at the Combine by far, and I know everybody's talking about Anthony Richardson, and he's a fascinating prospect that somebody is going to take a chance on and could be rewarded with 2 Super Bowls. You know, I mean, he's such a fascinating player. And it's so odd that, Anthony Richardson started, won 6 games of college football, started 1 season. And I think that there are going to be some people who just say, man, I'm not spending a pick in the top 10 on a guy who really, I don't know totally yet. But he's going to be interesting. But the guy who I'm fascinated by is Kalijah Kancey. He's a defensive tackle from Pitt. He is the size of Aaron Donald, and he's not quite the pass rusher that Aaron Donald was or coming out of college. But Kalijah Kancey, I think, has legitimately worked himself into the first round and is going to be a fascinating player to watch. He's 6'1", 281, and he had a great combine. Not that I think combines really mean all that much, but he had a very good scouting combine, and I think he's going to end up being a very good NFL player.
All right, thank you. So I have another question right here, sir. If you would say you was a GM for the Chicago Bears, would you make that trade with any teams, or would you stick with that number 1?
I would trade. I think this has the potential to be the gift that keeps on giving for the Bears, because I think, and I talked to Ryan Poles in Indianapolis, and he told me flat out that he's already got an offer on the table that would give the Bears a 24 and 25 first-round draft choice.
Oh, wow.
So he's already got that. And if anything, the offers are just going to get better in the next 7 weeks before the draft. So my feeling is that I think they're going to trade the pick, and I think they should trade the pick, and I think they should stick with Justin Fields for at least 1 more year, but probably at least 2, because I think too often teams get a little panicky with a quarterback who's not working out for them. And right now, I think this is a quarterback that has the potential to be good for a long time in Chicago. They've got to work with him on his passing mechanics a bit, but he's already one of the best runners in football. So I would stick with Justin Fields and try to stock up for picks for the future.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You muted, Clyde. Sorry about that, Clyde. You muted.
No, so I said I'm a reattack on that before we kick it over to Big Country. But my question with that is there a clear cut, in your opinion, Peter, clear cut number 1 quarterback to go get to be able to spend that capital. That's my thing. I think a lot of these quarterbacks are pretty close. I mean, I'm sure there's things that one does better than the other, but I don't see a Trevor Lawrence. I don't see, Andrew Luck to come up to that number one to pay that much capital. So what do you think about that?
I mean, if Chris Ballard or Scott Fitter, the GM in Carolina, along with Frank Reich, the head coach in Carolina, if they feel that Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, I think those would be the top two prospects here, although who knows, Anthony Richardson could sort of elbow his way into it. If one of those teams thinks that though that player is a long-term good number one, then it really doesn't matter if that player isn't Trevor Lawrence or isn't Andrew Luck.
Okay.
You have a choice if you're the Indianapolis Colts. You can go to training camp next year with Sam Ehlinger and Andy Dalton, or you can trade a ransom to move up and get a quarterback who you can hope is the future of your team at the quarterback position. And I don't know. I mean, one of the reasons that Chris Ballard is an NFL general manager is that Jim Irsay trusted him to make those decisions. A lot of fans of the Colts would say he has not done it. He has not fulfilled his responsibility as the guy who knows enough about the quarterback position to pick one, because every year it's a rent-a-quarterback since Andrew Luck retired. And I understand why people would be frustrated. But, again, each time, I think it's understandable about why they did what they did. But now they find themselves in position to have, this is important on them, to be able to find their long-term quarterback. And let's just say they think it is either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, and I have no idea who it's going to be. If it is, they're probably, to make sure they have a chance to get him, they're probably going to have to trade up, either to 1 or to 2 to be able to get it. So that might mean that you're going to have to trade more than you want to trade to move up from 4 to 1. You may have to trade a 1 in, this year's 1, number 4, and like next year's 1, and maybe even something else. Who knows? But my point is that if you really like a quarterback, if you think that that's your guy, you got to pay what it takes to get him. And a lot of people might say, oh my God, they overpaid if they end up doing that. Time will tell. If he's a really good player, nobody's ever going to question that you overpaid.
Understood. All right, Country, we'll kick it to you. What's your question, sir?
Peter, pleasure. So sticking with the combine, Will Levis, we all know that he, his biggest thing at the combine was his arm strength. So with that being said, with that alone, does he deserve to have basically the top spots that they're saying he's going to go?
I mean, he's going to get picked in the top half of the first round. I doubt he's going to be the first player picked. But, beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to the quarterback position. I think he played well enough in 2021 when he had a good offensive line, a good offensive play caller in Liam Cohen, and one good wide receiver anyway in Wan'Dale Robinson. And look, I think he was a much better player in 21 than he was in 22. But again, everybody's going to have to look at the game tape to decide if you can live with the sort of mistake-prone nature of his game. And, can you coach him out of that? Can you coach him to be a little bit more accurate? Same with Anthony Richardson. And, in college football, Josh Allen was not a real accurate quarterback, but when he came to the NFL, he improved on that. So I think it really depends. it also depends on the teams in front of you. Maybe you don't absolutely love Will Levis, but let's say it comes down to the Raiders at 7, and it's their pick, and they have a choice. Okay, Will Levis or somebody on the street to be their quarterback this year, or Jarrett Stidham for 1 year while you continue to look for a quarterback. I don't know. Could be also the Raiders could go for Jimmy Garoppolo at some point in free agency, and probably choose to just sit out drafting a quarterback this year. There's so many different ways this draft could go, but I think Levis is interesting, but he's 3rd or 4th on the list of the quarterbacks, I think, right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So we have a question right here from one of our friends. Do you like the choice of the head coach for the Colts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Shane Steichen was a good choice, especially because, the Colts interviewed so many people, and they really committed a lot of time to do these interviews. I mean, some of them were 6, 7, 8 hours long. And I think they investigated this thoroughly. And my feeling is right now that they got a guy who they can look at, has not only worked with really good quarterbacks, but has developed good young quarterbacks, particularly now with Jalen Hurts. So I think he was a good choice. Nobody can tell, what's going to happen. Nobody can tell, how this is going to go. And the bottom line is, unless they get the quarterback who Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard really want, it's not going to turn out as good as everybody would want it to be. So I think this draft is really, really important in determining whether Shane Steichen is a great pick or not.
All right, Pat, let's kick it back to you. Second round of questioning.
All right, Peter, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. If you were the general manager for the Indianapolis Colts this year, what would be your play? Would you stay at 4, grab who you can, or would you move up? And
I'd do my best. I'd do my best to try to move up, because look, if you sit at 4, you're at the mercy. Probably, I would think if you sit at 4, you're going to lose out on Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
So between those two, who, if you're moving up, which is going to be your first choice?
Probably Stroud. Stroud really throws a great NFL ball. Now, Bryce Young is a better pure quarterback right now. And, he had an excellent tutor the last 2 years in Bill O'Brien, the former Texans coach who just went to New England. I would think the only reason that I'm shying away from Bryce Young a bit is that he's 5'10". And although he's proven he can play excellent football, think about it. Played excellent football behind an NFL caliber offensive line. And when he comes to the NFL, who knows what kind of offensive line he's going to have? Who knows the weapons he's going to have? So I probably right now would take Stroud if I had the number 1 pick.
Thank you, Peter. I've been having that debate with these boys for quite some time.
It's hard, and I don't think there is a right answer, but I think it's a difficult answer.
Absolutely. All right. So my second question is actually coming from one of our friends that sent this question to us. It's kind of long, so I'm gonna kind of condense it, but basically want to know, during your time in the sports world and everyone you've covered, what have you seen change the most with technology that maybe has changed how the whole communication goes in sports writing? Has a certain technological thing just changed something about it that you don't like necessarily?
I mean, I don't really, I'm not one who tends to complain about where the sports universe is. There's nothing you can do about it. Why complain about it? But I think the immediacy of everything has really changed our business. It used to be we had time to actually think about what we were doing and spend a lot of time reporting about it. Most of the stuff we do now is done pretty quickly. And there's I shouldn't say very few, but there's not nearly as much thought put into this as there used to be, because you're relied on to turn whatever you're doing around very, very quickly, because that's what the technology demands. So that would probably be the thing that I think is the most different. And, when I worked for Sports Illustrated and had 3 or 4 days to work on a story, 5 or 6 days in some cases, it's a little bit different than just turning it around in a few hours right now, which is the case of most of the things that I do.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna kick it to Country. I'll do a few more, Peter, before we let you get out of here. Big Country, you got a second question, sir?
Yes, I do. So we touched on Aaron Rodgers a little bit earlier. We know that the Jets are rumored to do what they got to do to probably get him. In your opinion, what do they have to do to get Aaron Rodgers to New York?
I mean, they just have to satisfy him that they're going to be a competitive team. And then I think they have to trade enough so that the Packers feel that giving away one of the best quarterbacks of his era and one of the best quarterbacks of all time is going to be worth it. The difference now is that the Packers, I think, would rather have Jordan Love play opening day next season than Aaron Rodgers. And so the Packers are ready. The Packers are ready to move. So I don't think the Packers need to get the max of what they might have felt that they had to have a couple of years ago.
Awesome. All right. Patrick, did you have one more? Oh, you don't. All right, I'll kick it to myself. So I think this might be our last question from the panel, and we'll see if we have a few in our chat before we let you go, Peter. But my question is, with Brady officially retiring, and now we're just kind of, on the cusp of finding out what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. With this new generation of quarterbacks, we've seen amazing playoffs over the last, couple seasons. Are we really ready to move on and let go of the Brady, Manning, Phillip Rivers era? Like, is the NFL community ready for that? Because Brady been around for 2 decades, and I don't know. I don't know if is it going to be as entertaining or better? Do you think?
Time marches on. This is a great era of quarterbacks. I've covered the NFL for 39 years. There's never been as many good quarterbacks at one time as there is right now. And so I don't think anybody should be in mourning over where we are at the quarterback position. Think about all the great quarterbacks there are under 28. I don't think you can point to any era in NFL history where you can say that there are this many, 8 or 10 top quality, top caliber quarterbacks this young. So I don't hear anybody crying that Tom Brady retired.
Not at all.
He had his run, and
right.
Just like when Joe Montana left, he had his run too. So sports are not forever, and I think we should all understand that that's why so many young players get developed and are working so hard and get scouted and are and are really, really good. And I think America is going to be fine without Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. They were great and good for them. But it's just like in any profession, when great people retire, there are usually people right behind them ready to pick up the mantle.
Very true. All right,
I do have one more question for you, Mr. Peter King. Now, when you was in Indianapolis last week, you held that charity event for Teachers Treasures. Can you tell our audience a little more about that, a little more how everybody else can get involved, because where you hold that, there's only so many tickets available, to come and experience that live. And if you get a chance, I highly recommend it. It is a fabulous time. Peter always has fabulous guests there. I think you got signed balls, signed jerseys. Oh, one of the jerseys he auctioned off was a Darius Leonard jersey signed by Darius Leonard and Shaquille Leonard on both of it. Tell me that's not the coolest jersey ever. So, but Peter, can you explain a little bit more about that, and if anybody else can get involved with that, and how can they do that?
Yeah, all you have to do is go to the Teachers Treasures website to donate if you can. And one of the reasons why I got so involved with Teachers Treasures is that for every $1 you donate, Teachers Treasures gives $15 of goods and services to teachers in Central Indiana. And so once a year, teachers from these, needy areas, mostly needy school systems, basically can go into this old Kroger store and can shop and get the equivalent of $500 of school supplies for free. And so basically we with the good donations of the Indianapolis Colts and owner Jim Irsay, we were able to raise the equivalent of $218,000 because that's how much money is going to be available now for teachers to go in and shop. So that's the reason I got involved, and anybody can be assured that if they donate to this group, it's going to a very good cause.
Awesome. Thank you. And Peter, thank you very much for taking the time out.
No problem, guys.
And spreading your wisdom with you. Hopefully you had some fun, and you'll come back and we'll have some more fun.
Happy to do it, guys. Enjoyed it. And good luck to you guys, and good luck to the Colts.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
Thank you, sir. Hey, that was pretty cool.
Okay, can I breathe now? Because
that was so sweet.
So is Joe queued up or what? Or how?
He's not in.
Right,
Joey,
cool.
Where you at? He's supposed to jump on.
All right, but yes, fans. So, how did you guys think about what did you think about the Peter King interview? We hope to have him again. And you guys keep putting up awesome comments and questions. We try to get to those. It was hot and heavy in here, but Pat got to a lot of them. So we appreciate you guys being active during the show. Absolutely, Patrick. I keep saying that CJ Stroud is the guy. However, but my boy down at the bottom, CJ, he's gonna argue me down. Look, this is crazy. So let's tell some stories really quick. We're sitting in the combine.
Story time.
So Carve didn't get to come to combine this year. But we're sitting in the combine, and Will Levis is in the first group, right? So of course, the first thing you see, like, you kind of just like, oh, what about this? So I am purposely like charging country and get him fired up, because I'm like, hey man, look, what Levis looks pretty good, bro. What about Levis? And he's like getting
USOB. I knew you were doing that.
Yeah,
he was turning red face, bro.
He was getting annoyed as hell.
I was just like,
quite drunk.
I did not say that. I said
he did.
No, I did not.
Oh my god!
I literally did. I literally did ask Pat though, because like Pat seen exactly what I was seeing from Levis, and I'm just like, what is Clyde seeing? That was the most frustrated thing.
No, I was really just trying to get you riled up, man.
That
but
was
no,
troll level 100 right there.
Hey, I do want to say something. This
has not changed, Sean. Has not changed. He's an amazing athlete, but he's still not my QB. But anyway, go ahead, CJ.
I just want to say this, that some of these players, some of these QBs that was everybody saying they're overthrowing the quarterback or underthrowing it. Hey, if you look at it, it's not really the QB's fault, because they're not really running the route correctly. Like, none of the wide receivers have ran that route correctly. You know how like they supposed to run a dash, like cut in and go out, but they supposed to go to the cone. Most of them did not do that. So,
well, I mean, it's the chemistry. I mean, you gonna make every excuse you can for AR-15, but
that's what I didn't say AR. See, I didn't say AR.
It don't matter.
I didn't say AR, did I?
Listen,
see, now you put words in my mouth.
Listen, The
Here
throw,
we go.
the throw of the combine was not even a catch. All right. So the throw of the combine, me and Country talked about this. Your boy CJ launched it from the 9. It landed on like the 27. It was like 64 yards in the air, something crazy like that. And he missed the guy by like a yard. So we talking about Armstrong. Don't get me wrong. Anthony Richardson's got a cannon, but CJ was like, I'm here for that too. Talking about CJ Stroud. But anyway, no, I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's our quarterback. Now, don't get me wrong, like the athleticism was off the charts for AR-15. I think he wowed a lot of people as
I really
as
didn't
he
realize
was
how big he was.
Oh yeah, 6'4". Like that's why they was calling him Cam Newton.
Yeah,
Cam
6'4",
Newton's like 6'6", I think. But
6'4", 6'5", 243. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
What up, Will? What's up, man? How you doing, fam?
But no, yeah, I think it's CJ. I don't know if we got to move up. I mean, maybe the Texans now are really. I mean, and it's and then keep this in mind too. You know, Bryce Young still has to go throw at his pro day. So I think that's like what we're not talking about. Now we seen that whatever we thought was a lie because he must have ate. He must have been eating for the last couple months because that boy he weighed in at what 204.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everybody thought he was gonna come in.
Water.
Well, everybody thought he was gonna come in anywhere from 170-ish to 190-ish. That boy stepped on the scale at 204. So he's like, look,
he be drinking them protein shakes.
Kyler Murray is 207. So Kyler, same height, 5'10" and some change. Hands about the same. Kyler Murray's 207. Young's 204. So
I'm not knocking that, but I'm afraid. This is what I'm afraid of right here. What them big old dudes that's like 300, 200 some odd pounds coming and knocking his head like behind
that's always a thing. But
and then we're gonna have a Tua situation.
I mean, maybe.
And then where we at? We back in the same boat.
Now let me say this though. Tua's different though. Tua's different because I don't care if you watch him. Tua stands in the pocket and he's like, I'm not afraid to get hit, even though he gets smacked. Like Tua rarely is running for his life. He gonna stand in the pocket and deliver a strike, and then end up, the next day not knowing what year it is. But that's just his MO, man. So yeah. I mean, I think they got to fix that for him. But I mean, Bryce Young has shown he has escapability. Like he's not blazing fast, but he can get away from you. That AC joint is supposed to be healed, so we'll see how good it is. His throwing shoulder once they go out there. But he looked good in the semifinal game too. So, I mean, he played really good, honestly, in my opinion. Or not the semifinal game, but the what game they playing? I got them. They didn't play in the damn college football playoff. They played in something else. But he looked good in that game.
Some bowl game.
Some bowl game. No, he played in a real bowl game. Colts are in no position to take a chance on a development project like Richardson. Boy, Patrick Bailey seemed like me and you've been talking because that's what I've been saying and preaching on this show for how many weeks? Okay, never mind. I'm not saying that I'd be saying that, but that's what I've been saying.
I'll tell you right now, if we take a quarterback in third, fourth round and Hendon Hooker's there, I want him.
Pat.
I want that insurance. I still like him.
Why everybody get all quiet on him? Like, okay.
I'm not saying not to move up. I'm not saying not to grab Stroud. I'm just saying if Hooker's there, grab him.
Now, okay, I'm gonna say this.
It's been some crazy shit tonight. First, before you say that, hold on. Country, you said some crazy shit. Now you said if a hooker's there, grab him. Like we gotta fix how we gotta fix what we said.
Crazy,
bro. You said some crazy shit twice. Like he was like Peter Pleasure. That shit was hilarious. I literally almost busted out in tears when you said.
I was trying to be professional.
I know, but that shit was fucking hilarious.
We got our next guest up.
Okay, get together. All right, Joey, Pat, do your thing.
Joey, how are you, sir?
How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on. I do appreciate it. So
I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. I'm trying to figure out how to stop my notifications from coming in here.
You're going to have to turn that thing off or something.
Yeah.
Flush that thing in the toilet.
Clyde, I
heck
have
do
an
we do this?
aneurysm.
We're a professional show here, damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck, Joe.
It's coming on and I'm already doing bad.
No, you're all
you
good,
good,
man.
bro.
No, you're good, bro.
Well, anyways, Joey, I'm just going to open the floor up to you. Let you introduce yourself, where you went to college. Everybody's seen the ads, so they kind of know what your stats are at this point. But just kind of introduce yourself, where you see yourself going, and how you getting there.
Yeah. So I'll kind of give you the whole rundown. I went to high school in Illinois. It's like northwest suburbs of Chicago. And then I went to University of Wisconsin La Crosse. We were a pretty good D3 school. We were probably ranked, I think, since I've been there, we've been in the top 15 every year. And then, yeah, I started 3 years. I had pretty decent amount of success there. And then I've always had the dream of continuing playing football. I had a couple people reach out to me to get the whole process going. I had some interest, and then, yeah, I just started training. I'm with the guy in Highland Park right now, and I'm getting ready for my pro day at Northwestern, which is coming up here on Tuesday.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
first of all, I'd say wish you the best of luck, man. I hope you show up and show out, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. And yeah, for you guys having me on, I mean, just the opportunity. I've seen some of the things you guys have done. Awesome show, by the way. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm just glad that you guys are having on, and I appreciate everything you guys do for football. I mean, it's a whole different side of it that I think is very important, and it's a lot of fun too. So
I'm gonna start with a wild question. It has nothing to do with football or the show or anything, but
go.
you don't. No, it's not really wild. But I just want to see how small the world is. You don't have a sister that's in the Air Force or was in the Air Force at any time, do you?
know why? You know another Stutzman?
Yes, and I was like, "There's no way," because I mean, you guys kind of favored. She had like some reddish blondish hair. So I was like, "There's
Really?
no way," because
Yeah,
I
no, I
served
don't.
with her back in the day. But I was like, if this is her little brother, this is about to be the craziest day ever. But
Yeah,
I
that's-
just wanted to throw that
that-
out there. Okay.
Not
All
that
right.
I know of, at least. So I mean, I guess,
All
I
right.
guess it could happen, but yeah, no, not that I know of.
All right, cool, man.
All right. So as a running back, what type of obstacles that you have to overcome to like put your name out there on the spotlight? Like, hey, I am that guy. What type of
Yeah.
obstacles that you have to
100%.
face?
Yeah, that's a great question, especially for me. Like, I'm undersized as it is. I'd like to say I'm 5'7". I'm probably gonna be in the 5'6", like and a half, 5'6", 3/4. I'm like 190, 185, 190. So I come from a small school and I'm very undersized. So I think in the beginning it was very difficult just because I think on paper, I don't check any of the boxes. But I think that after my pro day and that when people see my film, they kind of get a little bit, okay, maybe he can play. And then I think that, on the pro day, it's going to be a big day for me to really show out. I have to run the numbers that I really need to run. And then, if all goes from there, then, I think I'll be able to get my name out a little bit more. But yeah, it's just in the beginning, most scouts, they see a kid who's, from a small school and he's not very big. It doesn't really doesn't intrigue him, I guess. But, on my end, it's just finding ways to kind of show people who I am as a person, as a football player. Because, at the end of the day, I can really ball. And I've always just needed a shot to do that. And then once I've gotten my shot, everyone's like, oh, I think I missed out on this guy. So that's what I'm just hoping, it's just, I really got to do it on my end. I've had a lot of good people with me that have kind of led me to meet people like you guys, where I get this opportunity, to just keep on putting my name out. And then it's on me, for the pro day. I really got to have my best day, and I got to show them that, the times I can run, what I've been running, I got to run it. And then, go from there. Just hope that I can get on a rookie camp, and then I hope it's history. So.
Yeah, no pressure there, Joe. Definitely. Yeah. We're pushing it. This is your platform tonight, man. Like, we wanted to hear your story. And it's really cool to kind of, no kidding, meet a prospect. Like, look, man, you got a chance that a lot of us, maybe dreamed of, or a lot of people out there dreamed of, man. So this is a great time for you. So we'll definitely be watching. And it's really cool that you have this opportunity to, to even come to a camp because you come from a D3. So it kind of reminds me of like the Kurt Warner story. Like, I mean, this guy's in the middle of nowhere playing, for a small school, and then he gets called up, and then boom, now he's in, he's winning Super Bowls and whatnot. So, I mean, the opportunity is yours, man. So take it. definitely.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
what is your 40? Can you share that with us? Because Carvey says he runs a 3.8, but it's more like an 8.3.
You was a lot, man. Omaha! Hey, don't listen to this kid. Hey, don't
And if you get Omaha, that's not a good thing. So, just letting you know, Joey.
Joe, it's like that, bruh. Like, bro, come on, man.
He said he runs an
That's funny.
8.3.
Yeah, I've been running. My times have been like in the 4.4 to 4.6. You know, I haven't really hit 4.6 in a while, which has been good. So I've been really just running low 4.5s, high 4.4s, and yeah. So that's what I'm planning to do. It's just all about having a good day. I got to feel good. You know, I had some little hammy things here and there, so just wake up feeling good, and then let it all loose. And then you kind of went on pressure, like. The biggest thing, especially for me, you know, I know a lot of people look at pressure. Like I have a whole different view on it. You know, I don't really, I guess not think pressure is a thing, but you know, for me, it's no one expects me to be here. You know, I'm not supposed to be in this position. I wasn't supposed to play college football after high school. You know, I wasn't supposed to be second in my team for all my stats. So there's really no pressure for me to do anything. Like I have a good, confident idea in what I'm going to run, and I just got to do it. And then for getting on a team, you know, a lot of people, well, you're small, you got a lot of things riding on you. Well, I mean, playing football is the thing I love to do, you know, and if you love to do something, there's no pressure about that. It's just you having fun and enjoying it. So I guess running a 40-yard dash is my favorite thing to do, but it's something I have to do. So it's just something I guess I'm more looking forward to. Let's see what I'm about, you know, because if I do what I'm supposed to do, then, you know, it's a good sign that this thing is for me. So
There you go.
Yeah, awesome. Now we got a question from the chat. Sean wants to know: was you used in the passing game?
yeah, that was a big emphasis on it, especially when I came in as a freshman. You know, it's the classic, you know, I was last on the depth chart for everything, got a couple of shots, and then they figured out I could play a little bit. And then, so freshman year, I was mainly our third down back. So I would go in the slot and everything out of the backfield. And then sophomore year, I kind of became like more of an every down back, even though for my size, you know, a lot of people say, but I can block, I can do all that stuff. So they just kind of just gave me the ball. I mean, I think my junior year and last year, I would average over 22 carries a game. So it was more just our run game. We had a really good O-line, so we just ran the ball a ton. But yeah, this whole training camp for the pro day, I've done everything in the slot because a lot of teams I think are going to want to, you know, if I intrigue them, I guess they were going to want to see me in the slot. So I've been doing both my whole time. So yeah, it's more, that's what I would envision myself more at the NFL would be, you know, coming out of the backfield and then working in the slot too. So
there's been quite a few smaller running backs. Darren Sproles, Maurice Jones-Drew, which me and Clyde met at the combine. You know what I mean? So size there probably not as relevant as the QB size.
I was going to say this, and this is a little trivia for you, Joey. Do you know who the smallest NFL player was?
Oh,
he's like, hell.
He's like, damn, I didn't know.
Don't say Spud Webb.
That's
basketball, Pat.
Basketball. I don't know.
That's
Trendon Holiday. So I actually met him. He was 5'5", 165 pounds. He played for the Texans. I met him when he was on the Broncos, and the Broncos came to Indy, and I was on the field doing the flag, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually taller than an NFL player. But if you remember, he was a bad dude when he got the ball. Like, he played special teams primarily. So my question is, do you play a little special teams?
Yeah, I mean, that would be the biggest thing too, especially like if I ever got in a rookie camp. That's in the beginning. That's, you know, like anytime, any position, you know, I'm running out there and I'm doing it, you know, like if they need me to long snap, I'm doing it.
He's like, hey, I'm there. Just put me in, coach.
You know what I mean? So, what's his name? He's from TCU, Deuce. I think he measured in at 5'5" too, and he had a really good season. He's really good. God, this stupid.
Okay. We don't Omaha you, Joey. But no, it's all good, man.
I can honestly, let me get someone in here to tell me how to do this. See, I'm messing up the show. Bad guess, man.
Hey, Joey, I'm telling you right now, We just here to have fun. We just want to know more about you. So hey, you're perfectly fine, brother. You're perfectly fine.
So you say your combine's gonna be at Northwestern?
Yeah, so I have two right now. It's at Northwestern, and then
Okay.
our conference hosts one at
Okay.
Whitewater. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's in Wisconsin. They do it. They've ran it for the past like 13 years, I think, maybe 10.
Okay.
It's pretty
I
good.
got
Yeah, they're both pretty good. It's just thankfully I got into the Northwestern one, which was big. So yeah,
Okay.
that'll be a big day for me to.
There'll probably be some Colts area scouts out there in Northwestern. It's close to
Now,
home, so yeah.
Now, the percentage of people that actually make it to the NFL is low compared to the number of collegiate players.
Mhm.
And you're always hearing, do your studies, get your degree, prepare for not going to the NFL. What have you done to take advantage of your education and set yourself up outside of going into the NFL?
Yeah, so great question. I guess really like in D3, it's a little bit different because you don't get scholarships or anything, so you got to work. So I think everything I've done with like work, first off I got my degree, which is good. It's like a general studies degree, and then I've done like training and stuff related to football, and I've kind of put myself in positions where you build relationships and stuff like that. So I'm more just focused on now, and then after, I think I'll be set and squared away. Hey, how do you do
Okay.
the? Sorry, how do you do
You're good.
the notifications?
He said, "How you get it out of there?"
Damn technology.
Cleaning up. Oh,
Now you good, man. You good. So we have a question right here. It's like, since have you ever like met any other NFL players that like have talked to you and mentor you or anything? Like JT, since he's from Wisconsin. Well, played
yeah.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, good question. My best friend growing up, he's actually on the Bears right now. We
Oh wow.
yeah, we've been. I mean, me and all like my friends from growing up, we're all still really good friends, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we've been like together. Started playing since we've been like 7, and his name's Jack Sanborn. He played at Wisconsin, and then he's on the Bears right now. He started once. I don't know if you guys know Roquan Smith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when Roquan got traded, he was Roquan's backup. He was a rookie this year. When Roquan got traded, he came in and started. He led the league in tackles every game after that, and like the rest was kind of history. He had a really good breakthrough year, which he should have been drafted, but he didn't have the best pro day for himself. Dropped lower. They signed him as a free agent, and then he's honestly one of the best players I've ever played with, and yeah, so it's nice because like you get him who's kind of been through it, and then he has all his friends. We're from Chicago area, so he's a hometown kid, so it's nice, like all the friends he made, we all go over and hang out with them. So I kind of get a little bit of that aspect, and then where I train also, I mean it's just littered with NFL guys. So I mean this whole process, I've learned so much about it, and yeah, it's been really fun so far. And I've like the more you get a feel about it, the more you can really realize that I think this is something I could do.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Seem like you got the right circles around you. Definitely are, getting exposed to this stuff, man. So soak it up. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're out there just trying to recover people and stuff like that, and just seeing how people were at the combine, like I can only imagine what that's like when you got to take the field. You know what I mean? So
yeah. How was that for you guys? Have fun there?
Oh man, it was amazing.
It's Disney World for me.
Yeah, it's really great. Really great. Really fun stuff, man. Really fun stuff. But yeah, man. Anybody else have a question around the horn?
That country's been pretty quiet.
Well, because you chatty Cathy's over here.
Go ahead, country. Damn.
Well, you bigger than all of us. You can jump in any damn time you want. You know it.
So, Joe,
sorry. All right. Yeah, you can go out.
Okay. Sorry. So, you being a smaller athlete, going in, trying to make it to the NFL, what player do you think you would mold your game after, or who do you look up to?
That's a great question. I think when I was in high school, Tariq Cohen, when he played with the Bears, he was a big one. And I don't know. I kind of, even though I'm really small, I mean, I like the bigger running backs. I wouldn't necessarily say I mold my game after someone, but there's definitely like players who I think that like their roles on a team, I could see myself fitting under that. Like especially for like a Tariq Cohen, like what he did, I think that would be like my dream role, like to return and then be involved where like because I think a big plus about me is like you can use me in a lot of different ways, and I think that obviously a lot of people look at me with my size, but like if I had an opportunity, that's all I really would need because at the end of the day, I can block, which a lot of people then say, oh, you went to D3 school, you haven't really blocked that big of people. I mean, yeah, but it's I look at it as 100% a plus, because first off, it's hard for them to see me with the huge offensive line. So I've learned ways, you hide under people and then you show up and they're like,
Next thing you know, you just out of there.
Yeah. And like something I've always looked at my whole life is like, a lot of people that go through growth spurts. So they've had like different transitions where they've played big, they've played small. So it's been transition for them. Me, my whole life, I've played small. So like over the years, you learn so many different techniques, how to, based on what I get, how to make an asset for me instead of, what a lot of people look at as something that's not. I mean, you're a small kid, but yeah, it's so.
No, like that's legit, man. When I was younger, I'm only 5'7" too, but I played basketball and I played D2 for a couple of years, but I learned about 10 different releases when I was younger because you never know who was guarding you, so you couldn't just shoot the ball the same way. So I definitely understand what you mean by just learning like little nuances that people are not expecting. But yeah, that's man, I'm trying to tell you, I had a release for every person that stepped on the court because I didn't want to get my shot blocked, so I definitely know what you mean by that.
And I can hoop a little bit too.
That's really advice for life too. You took your weakness and you turned it into a strength. That's fabulous, and we all need to follow that pattern.
What's your weakness there, Pat?
You are my weakness, sir.
There it is. All right. Did we got any panel or not? I'm sorry, not panel. We got any questions from the audience? Yeah, the chat for Joey.
While they're firing that up, I just wanted to tell you, Joey, too. Like, I think your story is really cool, man. Like, I know they said, a lot of people think I'm a big dude, but when I played high school ball and I was getting recruited by colleges and everything, I was actually pretty small for my position. I played defensive end and outside linebacker. I'm 6. I measured in at 6 foot at 235 at the time I was getting recruited. So but they wanted to bring me as an end because I was so fast. I ran I think I had like a 4.43 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And they said like my game was like similar to like the Mathises and the Freeneys and the Jared Allens and stuff like that. So I was just, but they're like, you need to gain about 30 or 40 more pounds and keep that speed. I'm like, oh boy.
He measured 6'1", 230, but now he's 5'8" and 280.
It's funny now because some of our panel or some of our friends here, in the chat, sometimes like when we're having our offensive line issues in Indianapolis, they're like, "Oh, big country can go play offensive line." Because now I'm 6 foot 285. So.
There you go.
All right, we got a chat question for you, Joey. Sean wants to know which quarterback did you grow up watching?
Good question.
You're a Bears fan?
There's two teams you can't mention on this show.
Oh, he said. Well, he grew up watching them all. If he's a Bears fan, they had like 92 quarterbacks since he was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Jay Cutler, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like Jay Cutler actually. A lot of people hated on Jay Cutler, but I was a Jay Cutler fan.
Santa Claus, Indiana.
That's right up. That's not too far the road from me.
Absolutely. Jay Cutler, yeah, he was a badass, man. He said until Nadana Kazoo came in the league and tried to kill him, literally tried to kill the man. Shit was crazy.
Now Sean wants to know who your favorite player was growing up.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many different players. My dad. When I was younger, my dad used to always have on Dick Buckus highlights. When I grew up, I actually played middle linebacker too. Yeah, of course, Bears. But favorite player, that's tough. I mean, there's way too many. Yeah, I couldn't pick a favorite one. I think it's like I like Dion.
Oh, you taking it way back? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
guess he
gotta
didn't like really watch.
prime time right there, Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always a huge Dion fan still.
Right. He
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm right there with you though. Like everyone asks me who's my favorite player, and I'm like, I really don't have one because I mean I love football so much. I like a bunch of players.
Yeah, and I guess like if I thought about it a little bit. I mean, I'm kind of just blanking right now. There's definitely now favorite player Jack Sanborn on the Bears.
Okay. That's your buddy, right?
Yeah, you gotta go with the home.
Oh, yeah, you gotta go with the homie. I feel you.
Yeah,
He's a Bears fan.
Tracy's definitely a Bears
Yeah.
fan.
He's a Bears fan.
Yeah,
Bears.
what I was gonna say earlier, you guys know Dallas Flowers. He was your returner this year. And he
Yeah.
He trains at the place I train at.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've met him a couple times, which is nice. I got to do we did release drill with him, which was good. Super good athlete. I think next year he's gonna have a really good year. But
He had a great year this year.
yeah, hey, if I ever see him, I'm gonna tell him to get on the show.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, go smack
appreciate
him.
that.
Say, listen here.
So my homie Will, he's a Packers fan, so he definitely
Yeah, I
engaged
didn't
with
see that.
Yeah, he engaged with you're Wisconsin. But yeah, he's a Packers fan.
Tell
so.
Will, I lived in Wisconsin for the past 4 years. I went to school there, and I've heard that a million times. That doesn't even face me anymore.
Well, you might have some light at the end of the tunnel now that Aaron Rodgers that era is about to be
Yeah,
over.
no, that is true.
You know.
Yeah, the Bears might, and we're looking good. Justin Fields.
Yeah,
We'll see.
So, yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. This is fun, bro. This is fun, man.
This is fun.
So will that pro day be televised? Because I know some pro days are televised. The one in Northwestern.
I don't think the Northwestern one will be.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep an eye on that though, because I know they post that stuff on the internet or something, right?
There we go. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
usually it's on
if we
NFL
catch it,
Network.
we'll clip you out some and we'll post it on the page and let everybody see how you're doing.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Sure,
Yeah,
for
appreciate
sure.
that.
man. That's dope.
Now,
Yeah,
when you do make it to the NFL,
there we go.
don't forget us low guys.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, hey, if everything goes well for me, and I'll still do my job for you guys. You guys let me on. I'll still kick your name around any chance I get. So
I like it.
Man. Appreciate
That's
it.
all we can ask for, man. That's all we can
man.
ask for.
No, you guys, I do appreciate. It means the world that you guys have me on. I know you guys fun little thing you could do there, and let's get you bigger, huh?
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Anybody got any reattacks before we let Joey go?
No, I said my questions.
XFL, CFL.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, or you trying to stay away from them, or you'll take whatever opportunity comes your way?
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, it's more just understand. You got to be realistic with the whole process. I'm not up here saying that I'm expecting to get drafted and I'm expecting to get on a team right away. But the main goal is obviously doing what you've been dreaming of since you've been a kid, and that's playing in the NFL. But any league that would ever give me an opportunity, I'm taking. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not because of the goal is to get the NFL. The goal is obviously that's the long-term goal, but for me, it's just to continue doing what I love. You know what I mean? And I think it's an easy thing. A lot of people ask growing up, like, what do you want to do when you're older? And the question has always been the same. And whatever team honestly would be able to give me a shot, I'm taking it. So we'll see. As long as I show up, on was that Tuesday and then the 24th, my next pro day, and we'll see if I get a chance.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Joey, before we ever dismiss you. I was gonna say, man, keep speaking everything you say into existence, man. Keep believing in yourself no matter what. See it, believe it, achieve it, because you got that. All right. So don't stop. Keep running. Run that down ball like
yes, sir.
Nobody's business. I'm telling you. So I'll be like, hey, that's my guy Joey right there, man.
Yeah, we love that.
So just keep doing that, man. Just you got it. I believe in you. We all believe in you. Keep believing in yourself and just keep speaking that shit to existence.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, it means a lot, and I will. Right, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
I believe in that haircut, bro. For real.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, and too, now it's like it's a little marketing thing too. When I go to the pro day, I got a couple scouts. Who's that little ginger kid with the mullet? Hey,
there it is.
Hey.
Is it a mullet or is it a mohawk?
I think it's a mullet. I mean,
A
like, I
mullet.
guess some people could say it's a mohawk, but I mean, the hair in the back, like, I'll give you a
It's
little
a
spin.
mohawk. It's a mohawk.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
definitely mullet.
He
Yeah.
got the bonds. He got the
And
bonds
it
worth
used to be
going.
longer. I mean, yeah, it was. I grew it
Man,
out for the season, and then I can't cut it now since I'm trying this.
All you're missing is the pit vipers, bro.
80s vibes. That's what's up. I love it, man. I love it. Well, it's been a pleasure, Joey, man. Like I said, best of luck. Whole panel's pulling for you. We will definitely reach out and see how everything went, and we hope to see your name called here in a month or so, man. So
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
awesome,
Yeah,
bro. Absolutely.
it means the world that you guys had me on. And yeah, like I said, I'll do my part. Keep pushing your guys' name out. I love what you guys are doing. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
But you
Too
just
easy.
worry. You just worry about those pro days first.
Absolutely.
And handle your business, young man. You got it.
Yeah, let's
You
have a
just
good
run that-
day. Yeah,
You just run that damn ball, man.
Run the damn ball.
yeah.
Run the damn ball.
Hey, and don't drop it. Shit.
Don't even say shit like that.
Why didn't you tell Matt Ryan that last year?
Oh, man.
Hey, you can say it's the most important thing. You're in charge of the ball. You can't drop it.
Facts. That's
Oh, there
what's
you
up,
go. We need a signed jersey when you make it to the NFL.
No, 100%.
man. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And we ain't gonna let Will wear it either, though, because he's a Packer fan.
I will say this: if there is a dream team, I know you'll probably say the Bears, but who else would you like to play for?
I wouldn't mind a warm.
Okay,
I've been
warm.
playing.
He says a war.
Yeah, you've been playing in the cold your whole life.
but honestly, the Bears would probably be number one. But at this point, it's anywhere is my dream. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, but we got a dome. You could have said
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
that is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not a dome; it's a stadium. There you go.
Stadium,
yeah.
man.
After this interview, I think I might be a Colts fan.
There it is. Look at that.
Hey.
You better be a Colts fan.
Even after that Super Bowl loss we gave y'all, my bad, bro.
I like JT a lot too.
Yeah,
I like him.
absolutely.
How can you not like JT?
I know, man.
Man, I got a Wisconsin helmet that I'm wanting to get signed by him at training camp, hopefully.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
yeah, he'll see that. He'll do
Yeah,
that.
he'll see that for sure.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, this has been great.
Will just said you're going to Green Bay.
Hey, Will works for me, man.
Hey, they call me, I'm there.
And I hope if I get there, I make you happy. Well,
That's what's up. Man. That's dope.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, Joey, this part of the show we call Final Thoughts, and we share it to whoever's on the panel. You can give final thoughts to anything you want except for politics.
Nice.
So we're going to turn it over to Costa. Let him close us out.
Well, first off, hold on, Costa, because Joey's never heard this, so we gotta give him the official tour of how we move segment. So here we go. That's our anvil. We say bang this bish. That's our thing, Joey. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what
I
we
like
just
it.
did. Now we're into the last segment. Go ahead, country, do your thing.
Joey, since you're our guest, go ahead with your final thoughts, brother. You can talk about anything. You don't have to be about football, just anything that's on your heart.
Got it. Orange Gatorade is probably the best Gatorade ever created.
My man.
That's the most original shit ever. I love that.
Yeah.
The most.
A funny story about Orange Gatorade, real quick. My buddy Craig is he's got stupid luck. Like when he's like on bad luck, he's got bad luck. But when he's got good luck, he's got absolutely tremendous good luck.
I know
He
one of
bet
them.
he bet on the Gatorade color at the Super Bowl when Kansas City won their first Super Bowl, when Pat Mahomes won his first Super Bowl, and he guessed it was orange, and he was right.
Really?
Like what they poured out.
Yeah, like what the Gatorade they pour on the coach, they guess what
Yeah.
color that is, and he bet like I think it was like $40 or something on it, and he ended up winning like $800 or $900.
Yeah, the odds on that were probably nice.
That's crazy.
You need to get your agent to call Gatorade and say, "Hey, my guy needs fade over here."
That would be nice.
That's crazy.
I'm a big fan of Gatorade. So yeah.
Go ahead.
Good. Go ahead, Clyde. What's your final thoughts, bro?
Oh, final thoughts. All right, man. So on one night we had Peter King, we had Joey. This is amazing, bro, to be this close connected to the NFL. And just everything that brings has brought us together as friends and family, and then we're getting a larger family by having all these people on our panel. So thank you for having us, or for allowing us to have this opportunity, Joy. We already thanked Peter, but yeah, this show is taking off in 1 year, and I can't believe where we are. So this is super cool, man. So I appreciate you being on tonight.
Yeah, of course. And you guys don't forget me when you get big.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Mr. Carvey, what you got, bro?
All right, final thoughts, man. My final thoughts gonna go out to you, Joey. You know, I said it earlier. You know, keep believing in yourself and everything. But bro, I see great things happen for you, man. I really do, man. And I just can't wait to be like, hey, that's my guy, man. That's Joey that came on the show. So again, bro, I'm praying for you. I know you got it. I believe in you, and just keep reaching for the stars and become one. So
yes, sir, we'll do.
Yeah.
Baldy Locks, what do you got?
Baldy Locks. All right. Well, my final thoughts is going to go to Joey too, but a little different role. One, you're too small. You're white. Probably slower than what you say your 40 is. But I hear Enterprise rental cars is hiring, so there you go.
Hey,
now there's your one hell of a chip to carry on your shoulder going to your pro day.
Love
Prove
that.
us wrong, brother.
Yes, sir.
Wrong.
Love it.
That's the worst lead up to anything.
Hey, no, he's speaking truth. Speaking truth.
My God.
You got to excuse
I just want to give you a little extra motivation. Just get out there and prove everybody wrong that's ever said anything negative about you. You can't do it. You're undersized. You're white. You can't do this. Go show them. Show them, brother. Show them what you got. Show them what you worked so hard for.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Oh, look, now everybody's attacking me.
You had no idea where you were going. Like, my toes are over here broken. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No.
Your toes look like that every day. Whatever.
Oh, my
Shrek
God.
feet, motherfucker.
That's fucking crazy. Okay.
Good Lord.
Do you, country?
All right, my final thoughts are, Joey, again, best of luck. We're praying for you. We hope nothing but the best for you. Just keep running hard, brother. Keep your head down, run north to south. You know, keep doing your thing. You know, dreams do come true. Maybe not in the ways that you like, but dreams do come true. I didn't think, you know, myself, you know, being a football lover, I didn't know where my passion was going to take me for football, and it led me here, and I love it each and every day. So just keep your head high. Don't get devastated when things ain't going your way. Just keep your head down. Keep trucking, man.
Yes, sir. We'll do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta keep trucking.
You see what Adam said?
What's that Joe Dirtwin? Keep trucking on, or truck on trucker or something stupid.
You got to know what he said before you say what's that.
I know,
joke?
it was right on my tongue, and when I started talking, it went away.
Here we go.
Get us out of here.
We're getting out of here, y'all. Y'all, no drinking and driving. Stay blessed. Stay pretty. And remember, go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go
Go Colts.
He did.